with your week 2 matchup predictions. We're going to start it off with Nabers and Paris and Kittle versus Team Sim for Sarah. We got Lamar Jackson going up against Jalen Hurts. I think I'm going to take projection's crazy here. They're projecting him for 30. I mean, I believe it, but I actually think Jalen Hurts in this rematch versus KC, I like it a lot. I'm going to go Jalen Hurts here. We got James Conner and David Montgomery. I'm leaning towards Conner. Monty might fall in the end zone, but both these guys got that rushing touchdown upside. Josh Jacobs, Nick Chubb. I'm going to go Jacobs here. We got Jalen Waddle and Malik Nabers. Going to go Nabers. We got Brian Thomas and Stephon Diggs. Going to go Thomas. Evan Ingram and Trey McBride, I'm going McBride. We've got Jawan Jennings and Jamison Williams. I'm leaning towards JMO against Chicago. We got Jacoby Myers and Jahmyr Gibbs, and I'm going to go with Gibby Boy here. With that being said, I mean, got the usual weak spots on Sim for Sarah here. The wide receivers just don't look good. They're questionable. They might not even play. Who's he got to plug in? Nobody's, truly nobody's. And, you might have a little more consistency here out of Nabers in Paris, but, Kittle being hurt for this team's a huge downside. Evan Ingram might not play. I'm leaning towards Sim for Sarah on this one, and I'm thinking that they're going to get a victory point as well. We've got Molly's Muffins and Team Mecozzi. Baker Mayfield and Patrick Mahomes. I'm going Baker. James Cook and Chase Brown. We're going to go with Chase. We've got Javonte Williams and Omarion Hampton. I'm going to go with Hampton here. We've got Justin Jefferson and Amon-Ra. I'm going to go with Jefferson against Atlanta. We've got Tyreek Hill and Garrett Wilson. I'm leaning towards Garrett Wilson here. Tyreek Hill just, that team looks awful. Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews. I'm leaning towards Kelce. Devontae Adams, DeAndre Swift. Pretty scrubby matchup here in the flex spots. But I'm thinking Devontae Adams probably on that one. DK Metcalf and Deebo Samuel. Pretty close matchup here. Deebo going up tonight against Green Bay. I feel like Deebo just is due for a good game against these guys. I'm gonna lean towards Deebo here. With that being said, I'm not really vibing with the projections on Team Mecozzi. I'm thinking that Molly's Muffins is going to get it done. They just, Mark Andrews might just fall into the end zone, but he might put up 0-2, and that costs you the week, But I think he's going to get consistency out of the wide receivers. RBs are going to be solid. I'm leaning towards Molly's Muffs on this one. Victory point or no victory point? I'm gonna come back to that one on the victory point. We got Flacco's UnderDawgs and zero championship strategy. We've got Kyler Murray and Justin Herbert. We're gonna go with Murray here, but I do like Herbert. It's just they're going up against Carolina. They stink. Christian McCaffrey and Devon Achane. Very good matchup for the RB1s here. I'm leaning towards McCaffrey because there's no one else healthy on that team. But if Brock Purdy doesn't play, I'm probably gonna go Achane. Kenneth Walker and Breece Hall. I'm leaning towards Breece Hall here. Marvin Harrison and Drake London. Lean towards Drake London. A little bruised up, though. Marvin Harrison against Carolina. I'll probably go Harrison there. Quentin Johnson and Terry McLaurin. Going to go McLaurin against Green Bay. We got Sam Laporta and Brock Bowers. I'm leaning towards if he's healthy, Brock Bowers. And then we got Zach Charbonnet and Drew Sampson. Leaning towards Charbonnet on this one. He looked like the true RB1 over there. We got Trey Benson and Butte. This guy looked like he was an alpha there in New England. Trey Benson. I mean, what do we got here, man? We're playing a lot of RB2s in the flex spot. This is a weak spot here. I mean, Charbonnet might get it done, but if Charbonnet gets it done, what happens to this guy? It's not conducive to a good fantasy roster. But yeah, I'm going to go with this Booty guy, even though, he might be irrelevant. I don't know. I mean, are they going to run the RB2 as much as they did week 1? Maybe, maybe not. He's got a wide receiver 3 and the wide receiver 2 spot, on his own team. Yeah, I'm going to go with zero championship strategy here. This is probably the ugliest matchup of the week. This is not one to watch. I don't think there's going to be a victory point dealt out to either of these teams. Just going to go with zero championship here. Smelly Coot 1-4 versus Indy's Cheeks. We've got Joe Burrow and Jaden Daniels. I'm going with Burrow. And then we got Ashton Genty and Bijan Robinson. I'm going to go with Bijan. Alvin Kamara and Chuba Hubbard. I'm going to go with Kamara. Did Chuba go off week 1? 17 points, solid, going up against Jacksonville, who sucks. Arizona probably sucks too, but I don't know. Kamara he always gets disrespected. I just he found the end zone that week one. That team sucks. They're gonna have to throw him the ball. Jackson Smith and Jigba and Jamar Chase. I'm leaning towards Jamar Chase here. Jerry Jeudy and Calvin Ridley. Leaning towards Ridley, but this is very even Stevens here. Zach Ertz and David Njoku. He might be the tight end too on his own team. Leaning towards Zach Ertz tonight against Green Bay. Tyrone Tracy and Chris Olave. I am thinking that Tyrone Tracy's going to get it done, even though Chris Olave is solid. It's just who's throwing him the ball? Is he healthy? Is he dying on the field every 2 seconds? Jalen Warren, Khalil Shakir. I'm leaning towards Warren here. Shakir, it's just he's not going to put up against an RB1. With that being said, looking at these rosters, I think that got a really solid top of the order here for John's team. If all these guys go off and everything falls his way, that's how you get it done. Maybe you get your touchdown out of your stack with your tight end. I don't think the flex is going to get it done for him. I don't think the wide receiver 2 is going to get it done for him. But I think that's you're looking back on the classic Bengals slow starts. I almost regret being like, hey, I'm taking Burrow over Daniels. I'm probably going to go with Indy's cheeks here. And projections say otherwise, but Burrow just starts slow, man. He always does. And unless you get these two to really go parabolic, I think the rest of this team might just disappoint you. Going with Indy's cheeks here. And we have got Sugar and Tea versus God Did, Josh Allen and Dak Prescott. I'm going with Allen here. We've got Ja'Cory Cross getting Merritt versus Saquon going Saquon. We got Travion Henderson going Bucky. We got A.J. Brown and CeeDee Lamb going CeeDee here. We got George Pickens and Cortland Sutton going to go with Sutton. We've got Kyle Pitts and Tyler Warren going to go with Warren. We got Tony Pollard and Zay Flowers going to go with Pollard. We got Emeka Egbuka versus Ricky Pearsall. I'm going to go with Egbuka. You look at the top of this lineup and you're like, wow, E-Rush has got him beat. And then you look at the rest of the team and you're like, wow, Coop's got him beat. So, it's one of those, like, is Josh Allen just going to have to be a superhero? And the answer is probably yeah. This is a tough divisional matchup in Dallas. Going up against Green Bay, they looked great. Going up against Miami, they look awful. But, he's in that timeshare. This is, not ideal matchups. Tyler Warren against Denver, they're going to be good defense. Egbuka is probably going to be his highest scoring guy. And I just don't think that wins you the week if Josh Allen is E-Rush's highest scoring guy, So I'm going to go with E-Rush here. I'm also going to give this guy the victory point there. God can sneak in and get a victory point for sure. I also didn't go over the victory points here with these two. John wins this, and he's going to get a victory point. Smelly Coot just, that stack, it's got to go off for him. We got Detrimentally Horny versus the Implication. We got Jared Goff and Justin Fields. I'm leaning towards Fields on this one. Goff against Chicago, though, it's a good matchup. We got Kyron Williams and Derrick Henry. I'm going Derrick Henry there. We got Quidshon Judkins. We got an N by the name. That means not available. Okay. Great. And then we got Aaron Jones. I'm going to go with Jones. We got Puka Nacua and Nico Collins. I'm going with Puka. We got Trey McMillan and T. Higgins against Jacksonville. I'm going to go with T. They're playing Jacksonville. They should go off, but I don't know. I'm just going to stick to the script that Bengals just start slow. But I'm going to go with T. Higgins over McMillan. We got Jake Ferguson and Hawkinson. I'm going to go with Hawk here. We got DJ Moore and Mike Evans going to go with Evans. We got Devonta Smith and Ladd McConkey going to go with McConkey. And with that being said, I think the wide receiver room out of Detrimentally Horny is going to get it done. RBs are going to be able to keep up. If Kyron can, score a touchdown and keep on pace with Derrick Henry here, we can get it done. Justin Fields has that upside potential to put up like Josh Allen numbers, put up 40. And that's the path to victory I see for the Implication. But I think Jared Goff this week, comes back from a rough week one and gets it done for Detrimentally Horny. And we're going to get a victory point here too. So to recap that, we've got Nabers and Paris and Kittle, and we're going to go with Sim for Sarah here, and they're going to get a victory point. We got Team Mecozzi and Molly's Muffins, And I was going with Molly's Muffins here, and I'm thinking that they're also going to get the victory point. And then we got Zero Championship Strategy and Flacco's Underdogs. I'm going to go with Zero Championship Strategy. There's not going to be a victory point in this game. We got Indy's Cheeks and Smelly Coot 1-4. I'm going to go with Indy's Cheeks on this one with a victory point. And we got God Dig and Sugar and Tea. I'm going to go with Sugar and Tea getting the victory point. And I'm going to also get God Did a victory point here on this one, too. Implication, Detrimentally Horny. We're going Detrimentally Horny with the victory point over the Implication. And then we got a bonus parlay for you boys on the Thursday night football game, Washington Commanders at Green Bay. And we've got Austin Eckler on 3 receptions, Jaden Daniels 200 passing yards, Josh Jacobs anytime TD, Romeo Dobbs anytime TD, Jaden Daniels anytime TD, plus 22.68, and we're putting a bonus bet on that one to win 226 and 87 cents. Look at that, the odds are going down. These guys are scared of me. All right, gentlemen, good luck.